Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. At UFC Vegas 36, Khalil Rountree Jr. won his fight via second round TKO with a beautifully timed oblique kick, and it was absolutely brutal. Modestas Bukauskas' knee absolutely just folded underneath of him. It bent backwards. He fell down in agony, and the referee jumped right in. He knew it was over. There's been speculation about the injury, but I haven't seen any confirmation on what that is yet. But since that technique was used by Khalil Rountree, people have been talking that this technique should be made illegal in MMA. And I'm going to give you my opinion on that, but also I'm going to let you guys know whether or not I think the UFC or the athletic commissions would even make a push to potentially change the unified rules of MMA to make the oblique kick strike illegal. But first off, what a perfectly timed technique by Khalil Rountree. Modestas was pumping the jab out there. He was heavy on the lead leg, and Khalil Rountree just perfectly timed that stomp to the knee. And, it ended the fight. And I know it looked brutal, and ever since oblique kicks began to become common, maybe about 10 years ago, I feel like people have been complaining about them. John Jones was one of the main people using them. Robert Whitaker was known to use them. There's plenty of guys that use the oblique kick, and people just never liked the way it looked. And it's an effective technique. People just think, oh, you're just trying to blow a guy's knee out. But Robert Whitaker, for example, he used it in the Yoel Romero fight, and it helped him keep those Yoel Romero blitzes at bay because, you think twice about blitzing a guy when he's trying to stomp your knee. And if you're heavy on that lead leg and you get stomped at the right time, it's going to hurt your knee. And even if it's not a catastrophic injury like Modestas's was or appeared to be, it's going to, tear up your knee a little bit and maybe make the rest of the fight more difficult for you, limit your mobility. And I've never understood the fact of people calling for this technique to be illegal. They say, well, it's only meant to injure an opponent with a career ending injury. I hate to say this because I love the sport of MMA. Combat sports, MMA is my favorite sport. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about it. But every technique they're out there throwing is meant to injure and end a fight. You look at Tyron Woodley versus Carlos Condit, leg kick, blew his knee out. There's plenty of examples. Chris Weidman checking the leg kick of Anderson Silva, just a regular old leg kick. And look, Anderson Silva snaps his leg in half. Should we ban checking leg kicks now? And even, you fast forward Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Uriah Hall checks a leg kick. His leg snaps. Are we banning checking leg kicks now? Because there you go. There's two more catastrophic injuries than injuring your knee, in my opinion. Compound fractures of both legs. And it's twice within, a 8-year period or so. And I think there is a situation of circumstances where I would be in favor of getting rid of the oblique kick. But right now is just not the time, and I don't think those circumstances will ever happen. But you look at everything, and I made an example of the broken legs, but what about head trauma? We're talking about concussions. These are taking years off people's lives. You don't think Edson Barboza's spinning wheel kick to Terry Edom is more brutal than a potential knee tear out? Or what about leg locks or knee bars? Rusumar Palahara is tearing people's knees up. All these things with one bad stroke of luck can be career ending for guys. I mean, look at TJ Grant. He won his last fight, suffered concussions in training, and never fought again. He was on the verge of a title shot. He was supposed to fight Benson Henderson for the lightweight title, and he never returned again from concussions. So I just think it's absolutely crazy that people are saying, let's ban the technique. And there's surprisingly a lot of coaches, a lot of fighters in favor of it. But over the 10, 12-year history of the oblique kick, and I know it's becoming more common now, how many crazy, serious, catastrophic knee injuries have we seen? Not very many. And that's getting to my point of the circumstances. If the oblique kick was so overpowered, let's say it was just so easy to land, and every card there was 5 or 6 guys with blown out knees, that is the only situation where I'd be okay with potentially looking at a rule change for the oblique kick. But that's just never going to happen. And also, I feel like guys need to train to defend it, just like we complain when guys get taken down and held down. And I always say, well, it's the guy on the bottom's fault for not knowing how to get up, not knowing how to, shake this guy off or reverse him or get the feet on the hips. It's the same guy's fault for not being able to know how to defend the oblique kick. I know we've seen Adesanya Robert Whitaker tried to use those oblique kicks on him. It didn't work on him because he knew they were coming. He prepared for them. So it's just a technique that only works if you're not prepared for them. You can counter, because if you throw that oblique kick, if you miss, you're going to be massively wide open for a counter. So it comes, with a potential risk to, miss that oblique kick, and next thing you know, you're getting KO'd because the guy's countering you because you're so wide open off that, depending on how hard you throw that oblique kick. But as far as the UFC or the Athletic Commission ever changing this rules, I just don't see it happen. We've seen leg breaks, we've seen eye pokes, we've seen concussions-like symptoms, putting guys out for their entire careers. And, there's no rule changes for that. There's, every strike out there is meant to hurt an opponent. You don't think these leg kicks are meant to, hurt a guy's leg or, hurt their calf and swell up their calf. There's guys that still have problems with their nose. Rory McDonald, after the Robbie Lawler fight, he broke his nose in that fight. He was never the same again and still is not the same, He's still currently fighting for PFL and he still has issues with that nose. So when you look at these techniques, any strike thrown in there could be a career-ending injury. I mean, look at Chris Weidman now. There's a chance he never returns after that Uriah Hall, and Chris Weidman was the one throwing the strike. So I just don't think you can pick and choose, and if you were, it's a very slippery slope, because then everyone is going to start, saying, oh, well, let's ban this, let's ban that, and it doesn't make any sense. I've never understood it, and the fact there isn't a long history of multiple guys suffering serious injuries from the oblique kick. This is the first time we've ever seen a fight stop because of an oblique kick. So when you have one case, and it's probably been thrown for 10 or 12 years now, and I get not everyone's using them, but, one case, and we don't even know, Modestas Bukauskas could return better than ever. We don't have any confirmation on his current injury status yet. It's probably going to be bad. I'm not alluding to that it's not going to be. But guys, let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious, so please comment down below. Do you think they should be banned? And please put why. If you don't think they should be, let me know why as well. Make sure to like the video, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.